Hi, hello, it's your boy Paco today. How y'all doing? Welcome to another rambling video because this is what I make nowadays because this is what people like to hear. I know I've been on a ZZZ streak recently. I'm really enjoying 2.0, mind you. I'm gonna get to that because there's some things I need to talk about with it. But overall, I think it's been a good update. Um, so I've been seeing some discourse on the timeline, Sonic Twitter, about the faker line. Why does Sonic keep calling it Shadow Faker? Right? I've seen a little discourse about that. I don't know why. I think it's fun. I think it's cute that the two of them do that. But I see a little. So I just want to go in this video just rambling about Sonic and Shadow's relationship and like how petty these two people are, because Sonic and Shadow are the most petty people I've ever seen. Bro, all right. Example number one. There is literally no, okay, I'm gonna get to that. We do a little bit of North. Okay. How did Sonic and Shadow start? Right? The world confused Shadow for Sonic, right? I'm gonna get back to that. Sonic for Shadow. Because of that, Sonic got arrested. This, that, and the third. Sonic goes faker. You know, the iconic Sonic and Shadow quote, and they fight, right? What does Shadow do? Is that they fight. They fight again on the arc, right? This, that, and the third. Tension, cool. It was alright. It was sick. That's how their relationship started. That's the brief summary. Play SA2. It's peak fiction, right? If you really want to know how they start, just play SA2. Now, what am I getting to this on how petty these two people are? Okay, next time we see Sonic and Shadow, and that is Sonic Heroes. What does Shadow do immediately when he meets Sonic? Okay, context behind Sonic Heroes first. Shadow has no memories of anything in Sonic Heroes. He has no memories of anything. I don't know why Rouge doesn't just tell him, because, you know, she met him and she knows the story, but I don't know. This, that, and the third, right? He's having an identity crisis, you know? He's having, you know, amnesia, I don't know who really I am type beat. This guy meets Sonic the Hedgehog in frame one, doesn't know who Sonic is. Frame one starts getting petty. They immediately start getting petty. Immediately they start fighting. Squabble up right here and there, bro. What's this? I just got this weird feeling that I just gotta beat this guy up. Right? He literally says it right after that fight. Sonic the Hedgehog. Why does that name bother me so much? You don't even know who he is. But your first instinct was, yeah, we gotta fight. And when he fights him with a smile on his face. Straight up grinning. Fucking smirking, just, yeah, I'm here for this. He's like, yeah, I'm here for this. I want this to happen. What happened to the whole identity crisis? Whatnot. It didn't matter. I want to fight this guy. There's clear levels of enjoyment that he has when he fights Sonic, right? With no memories. He just has, it's like kind of fun, right? Kind of an indication that this is the real Shadow, and only the real Shadow would have the idea of fighting Sonic could be fun to him, right? Cute little foreshadowing for that, right? Another moment that's petty between these two is in Shadow the Hedgehog. There is literally a whole ending in Shadow the Hedgehog where Shadow just wants to beat up Sonic. That's literally an ending. That's the whole ending. Shadow goes, alright, he doesn't care about the black arms. He don't care about the gun, the world, Doom, whatnot. I just want to beat Sonic up. If that's not the most petty thing I've ever seen, I don't know what is. You got a whole ending in a game where you're just gonna beat this guy up and prove that you're better than him? What? Why? That's Metal Sonic timing. That's literally Metal Sonic timing, if I've ever seen it. But it's cool. It's cool because you know right after he beat up Sonic, you know they just kind of work together to beat up Doom, right? You know, right after that, strongest hedgehog in the world. All right, Sonic, get up. Let's go beat up Doom together. That's petty. That's so petty. Examples, right? This is like Shadow ignorant. Like there's a level of ignorance to this. Like these two are the same people who would probably drop everything just to have like a shake. Just to have a squabble up. Another example in Shadow the Hedgehog. Why y'all racing to the Chaos Emerald? For what? That's the hero mission. Then just Sonic goes, hey yo Shadow, I'm faster than you. Race me to the Chaos Emerald. Shadow goes, alright, let's do it. For what? Aren't y'all want to saving the world? Why are y'all racing for things? What's good with you? What does Sonic say? Immediately in Flame Core, things having a problem. He goes to Shadow. Don't be late. Why? What? You didn't need to say this. He just had to do it. He just gotta make it a competition with Shadow every time. IDW example. Sonic looks at Shadow and goes, bro, he has your bio data. Why would, like, what's good with you? Know what Shadow does? Know what Shadow says immediately after that? I didn't know you was pussy. Like, hey, were you scared? What? Bro? Like, you fought Metal Overlord. Like, bro? Like, what's up with you? I think, I don't know the context. I think it's when Eggman lost his memories. Sonic is like going on this thing like, oh, we should give Eggman a second chance, whatever. Shadow's like, nah, we gotta murder him, whatever the hell. Sonic is really upset, right? And he pushes Shadow to the wall. I don't know if the fan was edited. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Shadow is smirking when he's doing this. He's like having fun pissing Sonic off. like why? He's like, yeah, I pissed him off. Yeah, I did that. That was cool. That was cool. Gens. Another example in Gens. Okay, and why the most peak cutscene in the entirety of Gens. Sonic versus Shadow. Immediately, they start nostalgia baiting. Right? That shit is adorable. They start nostalgia baiting and they immediately start squabbling up for the Chaos Emerald. Right? Immediately, we gotta fight. And you know why I love this moment so much? It's because Rouge is involved. Because Rouge comes down and she's like, what the f*** are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You know he has the Chaos Emerald. Your mission? Hello? Shadow? Like, Doom? Like, what? Like, why are you risking this? Now, obviously, Shadow had the fake Chaos Emerald ploy. He had the plan. But it's like, they would do that. I'm pretty sure. No, like they wouldn't talk about it. Like Sonic and Shadow, we just immediately. I feel like Shadow's the type of person to like kind of drop shit just to fight Sonic, like just for it to risk, because there's a chance that plan wouldn't work, right? And Sonic got the real emerald and you got the fake. That's always a chance that could happen. But he's gonna risk it for the squabble up. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna risk it for the squabble up. Another thing I saw is, why does Sonic keep calling Shadow Faker? And this is probably the most important thing. And I think people forget. In the context of the Sonic world, which is still weird, the context of the Sonic world, Shadow still looks like Sonic. Like, there is an off chance when Shadow is just running around, some kid or some dude would look at Shadow and go, damn, when did Sonic start roller skating? Or, damn, I just got saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. There's a chance that still exists. Now, how big of a chance that is, I don't know. But there's still a chance that exists. Another example, in Prime, what does Nine say immediately when she looks at Tails? When he looks at Shadow? Yo, you and Sonic could be twins. That's the first thing he thinks of. You guys look alike. That's the first things you get when you see Shadow. You look like Sonic. And it's never someone going to Sonic and going, you look like Shadow. It's always Shadow getting that kind of response. And I know deep down inside, that should be pissing Shadow the hell off. But there's still that misconception that can still happen, right? Even in the movie, they bring it up. Sonic goes, why do you look like me? Shadow goes, you look like me, right? That's the first impression that you get, is you look like Sonic. And that's kind of wild that that's a thing, but you know. And Sonic's petty ass, right? Sonic's childish ass, why would he not keep bringing that up? Like, why would he not? The guy who immediately saw Shadow in Heroes, let's fight. The guy who saw Shadow in the Arc, let's race to the Chaos Emeralds. The guy who Shadow said, I got an important mission, like, can you hold off a bit? Sonic goes, no, we squabbling, we fighting. Like, he does this. Like, his petty ass will keep bringing that up. And the second thing that really kind of brung this rant about is, if Shadow doesn't care, like, Shadow does not care that Sonic says these things. Like, he's like, bro, I don't care. Like, back in his head, he's probably thinking Sonic's gonna say the same old fake line. Like, he's like, yeah, whatever, I just don't care. And Sonic knows that Shadow doesn't care, right? I see a lot of another examples, like, you would think Sonic respects Shadow enough not to say it, right? It's probably like a sore spot for Sonic, for Shadow. Sonic's emotional intelligence stat is 5 out of 5, okay? Sonic knows when shit gets real, okay? If that shit really bothered Shadow, he would not say this. Like, are we gonna forget Sonic, like, in Black Knight? He knew when things get serious. No times for jokes, all right? Let's get real here. Let's talk about philosophy a little bit. What I believe, you know? Sonic and his secret rings, you know? How corny it is, but, yo, tears of tissues, you know what I'm saying? Like, when things get emotional, Sonic knows when to, like, chill out. You know, he's like, all right, let's relax. Let's talk it out, you know what I'm saying? Let's get real, you know? His emotional intelligence is extremely high. So he would not do this to Shadow if Shadow was really bothered by it. He's not. He's not bothered. It's playful banter between the two. Right? It's just how it is. And the fact that there's a world where people still think Shadow looks like Sonic and that there can still be that confusion, Sonic is going to bring it up because he's petty. Let Sonic be petty. Alright? It's not only nostalgia. It's just them being petty. That's all it is. These two are petty individuals, okay? Shadow is petty, especially when he can be a gremlin to people. He's gonna be, when he can be a little bit devious, he's gonna be devious. Alright? Again, this is another rambling video of just wild thoughts that I had. I'm going to make a Sonic crossover video because I like what I'm looking at, but I just wanted to ramble that because I saw it on the timeline and it was like, bro, it's not that deep. it's not. It's just banter. These two are just being petty. All right, it's all it is. Just pettiness. I'll catch y'all next time. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Deuces. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just throw this in here because I just gotta do it for the one time. There's also a line in the game where Sonic goes, "Did that jog your memory, Shadow?" That's wild. That's a wild line. Okay, that's wild. That's wild.